Welcome to the hood. It's hood commentary with your homeboy, the Sportsmane. This is being brought to you by special sponsors, Drippy Whips Inc. Win with us or watch us win. And by Artistic Music Group, where real lyrics matter. Hey, Sportsmane, you know how the game go.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What it do, man? You already know what it is, man. It's your homeboy, the Sportsmane. This is hood commentary where the game is trill and it's never the ordinary. And it's Friday, so you know I got a guest up in here, you know what I mean, to help me chop up this game and dissect this game. And it's the homie right here, man. It's my boy Boka.
What up, world? What up? What up, Sportsman?
What it do, man? What it do, man? How you
Hey, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's Friday. It's always a good day when it's Friday, man. It usually is payday. Usually everything, man. I love Fridays. Great day.
Yeah, hell yeah. My Fridays consist of going to Sam's Club, getting the biggest bottle of liquor I can get for about $22.
Yep.
I'm good for Friday night and I'm good for Saturday night. That's my plan for this evening.
That's a win. That's a win. I'm just, man, I actually work most weekends, but I still love the weekend just cause it, you know what I mean? Like it's an energy on Fridays that you don't get any other day.
Right. Nah, you're right about that. Shit, man, let's get right into this shit, man. You know, I know you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I got something for you too, but we're gonna get off right here like I always do to all my peoples, man. They already know what it is, man. Every show we start off with some Raider information, Raider news, Raider drama, whatever's going around in Las Vegas, man. And we're going to start off right now with the Raiders' introductory of the free agents that came in yesterday. They all got signed. Everyone was worried about what's going to happen since Max came back. No issue, no problem at all. Everybody got signed. We're supposed to sign. Yesterday, they introduced Linderbaum, Dean, all of these weapons, right? And they was all happy to be there. They all had options. That's the key thing. All of these guys had options to go elsewhere. And Kobe Dean, he had an offer to go to the Cowboys for the same bread, the same money. He could have went there. You know what I'm saying? And you already know Tyler Linderbaum, he had got offered $24 million to go back to Baltimore. We gave him $27. But he left the market so quick. If he wanted to really flex with the market, he could have got a little bit closer to what the Raiders gave him. Maybe not the whole 27, but he could have got maybe 26 to go to a more winning situation. But they chose to fuck with Kubiak, fresh off a Super Bowl win. They see the impact he made and all those things like that, man. What you think about all of these players who could have went anywhere choosing to come to Vegas?
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it. Kubiak just won the championship, and that offense looked really, really good. And not only did that offense look really, really good in Seattle, but he made somebody that I know I was in me and many with me called that man a bust. They called Sam Darnold a bust. So when you see what Kubiak did, and obviously, you know, it wasn't just Kubiak with Darnold, but when you see what he did and what they did offensively, it's hard not to get excited about that. And so that's why, ironically, you see so many defenders that the Raiders went out and got that probably were happy to get to go to a place. You think about it, man. Think about Nakobe Dean leaving Philly. Now, I understand he won a ring with them just, a year and a half ago, right? A year ago. But, I mean, that offense did not look good in Philly. So you go from the struggle passing game and A.J. Brown and his diva ways and all the stuff, and Saquon and Magalan and all that stuff he had going, to you go to a good offense, or what you expect to be a good offense with the number one pick at quarterback, the probably the best young running back in the league right now. You getting a center that's going to anchor your offensive line, and then the only thing you got left to do is just go get wide receivers in the draft, you know, to match the tight end that you already got that's a playmaker. Why would I not want to go be a part of that? And they're going to break me off and pay me well? Yeah. And I mean, come on, Doc. Like, one thing, I'll be real now. I'm a Steelers fan, but I'll be real and tell you, I know what Raider Nation look like when y'all – I mean, even when y'all not winning, I know what they look like. But when y'all got some hope, man, it's scary out there, bro. So it's going to be – any free agent would want to – that's a great option as opposed to some of the other places that might have been offered.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And when you think about the love that Raider Nation give, like, I look across the league, you know, Steelers got the Steel Curtain. They go everywhere. Yep. They travel. They got the They got the flags and all that, but they more so about the team. They don't really give
Right.
a fuck about specific players. They like team, team, team. Raiders, we about team, but we also about players. We uplift a lot of fucking players, and it means something when you walk on the field and you hear Raiders. That shit means something. You know what I'm saying? And we can turn you to a household name if you're not one. But to be a household name and go there and help this team be what it used to be, I think that. And you in Vegas with no state tax? I mean, that's a win-win situation. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I was happy for a couple reasons that the Ravens backed out, to be honest with you. But the biggest one, like, to be real, like I said it last week, man, Max Crosby embodies what the Raiders stand for. That type of hard grit, that especially on defense, that grind for them years, man. Like you know, he an old school player in his ways, man. And so, like, it was. To me, it was good to see him leaving. And shit, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't need. We already got Myles Garrett. We already got. You know, they brought Trey Hendrickson from across the from Baltimore or from Cincinnati to Baltimore. Well, I don't need no other. I don't need no more pass rushers in my league, bro. So I was super straight with them not getting Max. But I hope that the Raiders just keep him. I mean, that to me. Like, especially after you bring in the Kobe Dean, y'all got a linebacker that was pretty good too. Y'all brought in some playmakers, man. So to me, I feel like if you got them, and now did y'all keep Devin White too?
No, I think Devin White. I think he left. I haven't looked,
okay,
but I know he was a free agent. I think he might have. Signed with another team. I'm not too sure, but I mean, when I look at the linebackers that we brought in a 3-4, I mean, shit, and we got a couple defensive ends who can play linebackers like Charles Snowden. Number 49, I've seen he's a defensive end. They put him in coverage sometimes. I've seen him do some things. So it's like I like the 3-4, and I think that I said this the other day, and it just got confirmed. Was it yesterday or this morning? What's his name? Gerald McCoy. Gerald McCoy.
Yeah.
Did you see that? He was talking about talking to Max, and he said that Max said he'll be 200% by training camp. And the world's going to see the best Max Crosby they've ever seen. I literally said this the other day. He's too motivated because, for one, y'all made up some bullshit. And for trying to pretend like he wasn't worth it, but you can go out and get Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, Max Crosby's about to have a career season. He's going to be wrecking shit.
I'm glad we ain't got to play y'all. I'm glad y'all not on our schedule this year. I don't think they are.
I think Baltimore is. I don't know. I got to look, but hopefully we see y'all in the playoffs or something. But, you know, that would be ahead of schedule. But who knows, man? Who fucking knows now? Speaking of them Steelers, man, shout out to Cam Hayward, man. He followed your boy on Instagram. I sure appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I fuck with Cam Hayward, man. He a beast, man. So we end up signing his little brother yesterday, which was a big little deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call it a little big deal because you see what he does over there in Pittsburgh. He's a fullback, but he can flank around and be a tight end. He can do things. But the key to this signing for the Raiders is when we had Josh Jacobs, we had the fullback in there, right? We had that fullback 2022. And what happened? Josh Jacobs led the NFL in rushing.
Right.
What we do last season? Fucking shotgun runs. That shit's trash. So now we're going to be doing more power lineups, more I formation shits that's still going to be disguised. You know what I mean? But this is a big deal for the Raiders specifically because we need that linebacker, that fullback to go and smack some shit before Genty get hit at the fucking line of scrimmage like he did. Even though in there, it's going to be completely different.
I think again, as an offensive tackle, I love to see this type of grit. You know, in a league that's meant for passing and everybody's throwing for 4,000 yards, 5,000 yards, it's no big deal anymore. To see somebody go out and sign a fullback, and you got a great one in Connor. I'll tell you, I like Connor. I thought he's a great personality, and it's going to be interesting to see him on his own away from Cam. But I love to see what he's doing, man. And I love what y'all are putting together with him being the focal point in that run game, and like you said, he can run out of the backfield as a tight end, like, you know, H-back type player. He can run the ball himself. He scored a couple touchdowns. If I'm not mistaken, we were doing the what did we call it? We called it the Pittsburgh push or something like that, the brotherly shove, whatever. But it was you know, that's the goal line sneak play that that Philadelphia had everybody up in an uproar about. And so he's been versatile. He's a if I'm not mistaken, he came in as like a defender when he went to Michigan State. And so he's a playmaker. You know, obviously it's athleticism all through his family, from his brother to his father, his uncles, as a matter of fact, a lot of athleticism. So you're not just getting, you know, some Tom Rathman, glorified lineman type fullback, bro. Like Connor really can ball. So very excited to see that for him, get his payday and get his chance to be his own Hayward of his own.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing that too. And I can picture right now, you know, they line up in a formation that looks like an I-type formation, and then instead of being in front of Genty, all of a sudden he goes in motion. Like, what do you do now? Because now you got him in motion, and because we got a good enough offensive line now where you can have Brock Bowers and the other tight end.
Right.
Out, you know what I mean? Because I've been wanting to emulate that Patriots
that 12 personnel, yeah.
For a while. I've been wanting to do that for a while. But, you know, this is an opportunity to do that because he can catch the ball, he can block for sure, and we already going to have a much better offensive line. This offensive line is going to be so much improved from last season. So Hayward get a chance to make his own name for sure. You know what I mean? You already know it all comes from Ironhead. Here's your chance to be baby Ironhead and lay that motherfucking hat for Ashton to come through.
Yeah, love to see that, man. I'm excited for it, man. Like when I saw the signing, from my perspective as a Steelers fan, I saw that it's a change in the guard for us, and you know, part of the reason they brought in McCarthy was to kind of bring back some of that old Steeler feel. But in today's game, man, like a lot of people are, like I said, are going away from that. So it's good to see somebody still needing a fullback. You know what I mean? Like in the league and using a fullback. So I'm excited for it. That's going to be a good look for her. And more importantly, man, you got to think. I want to say that just like in college, Genty was he had the shortest yards before contact, if I'm not mistaken, because he was getting met at the line of scrimmage a lot, and he's a talented back that can make people miss, but he was getting a lot of contact well before the line was moving people, getting enough movage, linebackers and stuff like that, and maybe they weren't respecting Geno either, and putting 7 and 8 in the box, things like that. But I think this is gonna help out a lot because your first contact is not number 2. Now it's gonna be whatever number 84, whatever Connor is. So again, it's good to see a fullback in the league.
Yeah, I'm glad too, man, because we need that smash mouth, man. Because what happened to Genty last season was a fucking travesty. A lot of people started questioning him. I'm like, man, what can you do when you're getting hit before you? As soon as they give you the ball, someone's already on your shoestring. You know what I mean? But I said, what's crazy about it is even with all of that, he still had more scrimmage than every single rookie running back. Period. So he still was the best running back, even though he had the worst line out of all the running backs when it come to run blocking. Now Cleveland had a bad line too. There was a horrible pass blocking running line, but as far as running the ball, they was decent in the run game. You seen what happened with Judkins. He was busted.
Right.
You know what I mean? He wasn't getting done like Genty. They were terrible in the passing game, not so much in the running game. But I'm going to ask you real quick. This is a little off script, but them Steelers, how you feeling about them Steelers? Who the fuck they bringing in for quarterback?
Man, we're pretty sure it's going to be Aaron Rodgers coming back. I think that was another reason why they like McCarthy, because I think him and McCarthy had a pretty good run together, won a Super Bowl, and then they bring in, and I know we're gonna get to it a little bit later. They traded for Pittman from USC. They got him from the Colts, and so Michael Pittman is another big physical receiver. Now he's not as fast as DK, but he's like an inch or two taller. And I mean, he's 211. He ain't no small wide receiver either. And you put him. So think about it. This is our starting lineup with our wide receivers. DK 6'3", 235. Michael Pittman 6'5", 210, 215. Pat Fryermuth 6'7". Darnell Washington 6'7". Like, come on, man. Hut.
Hey, Darnell Washington, man. Hey, when I first seen that we had signed the Steeler tight end, I was hoping it was Darnell Washington. Yeah. 300 pounds, and he is not even.
Hey, He's 3'7", he's 317, and he still run like a 4'7", 4'8", 40. Unreal athleticism from them, man. So like, I mean, like I was excited to see them bringing in another, and it also leans towards something that Omar Khan was working with Tomlin on, but in general, he wanted to be physical. And so you got big, strong, physical tight ends. We probably won't run with a fullback anymore since Connor's gone. But I mean, you go in 12 personnel, and I mean, Washington, he gonna block. He's another left tackle the way he blocks. So we got massive receivers, and then we got a nice little gadget guy, and I think they're gonna hang on to Calvin Austin. I know his contract's up, but I think they're gonna hang on to him. But I mean, like we got some pieces, and if you go with a savvy veteran like Rodgers, I want young and athletic. I would have loved to gotten a hold of Kyler or even see what Will Howard is about. Will Howard is we still haven't seen him in stadium what he really can do, but he could be special, especially with the weapons you got around you, man. It shouldn't be that hard. And we went out and we signed Rico Dowdle from the Panthers, and he's had 2 wonderful seasons in Carolina. So definitely excited to see what kind of talent he brings, what kind of energy he brings to our lineup as well. So, but
no, I hear you. That's I like Rico. Rico with I keep forgetting your running back's name, number 30. What's his name?
Jalen Warren.
He's a fucking speedster, man. But with those two together, it's gonna be a dangerous run game. Take some pressure off of Aaron Rodgers. Now you can use some play action, throw some jump balls to Pittman. I like what they put together over there. I like McCarthy as far as an offensive coach. Defensive coordinator over there.
So I gotta look it up because they just hired him out. I wasn't comfortable with it. Like our staff is not a lot of sexy names. But what it is, nah, that's not him no more. They went with Patrick Graham from
That's right. Hey, you know what? That's my old defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Don't look at last year's Raiders as Patrick Graham because that was too much. Pete Carroll had his hands on the shit and want to run that fucking old school Seattle shit when you don't got the pieces.
Right.
Got pieces over there. He's gonna have guys moving around. You're gonna see a much improved Jalen Ramsey. Watch.
Okay.
Sure.
So and that was the thing. Like I said, not a lot of sexy names. And I mean, if you go back and look at what we did to build the staff, right? So you bring in Graham, which that was a name it's not, like I said, not a sexy name where he wasn't up for somebody like, oh, we gotta have this guy. He's made so many really great players, done great things. But what he's done is he's brought in like what Patrick Graham did was for the last couple of years, right? Because he's been there, he was with y'all for 4 years. What he did with the Raiders was impressive, especially considering what they had to work with, because there weren't, again, not a lot of great playmaking names, but we watched them make plays. And I think that's the thing that we want to see, because defensively, we've got a great roster defensively. And now you put a good offensive coach on top of that, and we're in a solid place.
I think it works. You got to remember this, too. We also got Robert Spillane from y'all, who wasn't doing shit in Pittsburgh. He came in under that Patrick Graham system, and he turned himself into a top 10, top 12 linebacker. So he's going to bring that over there to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh going to be just fine for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I feel real good about what we're putting together. It shouldn't be. It ain't gonna be fun to play with on Madden, but I mean, like I think it'll turn out 10, 11 wins, and then we'll see what happens in the playoff from there.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be just fine, man. But speaking of Kyler Murray, I was thinking maybe him in Pittsburgh, but I really wanted Kyler Murray in Atlanta. To me, that was his best landing spot because you got the read option with Bijan Robinson. Forget about it. But for some reason, they let Tua come to Atlanta instead of Kyler Murray. That was a big mistake to me. But Murray, once he goes ahead and he signs with the Minnesota Vikings. I had on my show yesterday, I had brought up that he was going to possibly go to Minnesota, and if he does go to Minnesota, that's going to basically say that J.J. McCarthy is a bust, because you got to think about it like this. Now that he's signed, you got to think about it like this. McCarthy's young. Kyler Murray's only like 27, 28, something like that. If he balls out this season, which he will, with Jefferson and fucking Addison and all that, he's going to have a good season. They're going to fucking extend Kyler Murray, and then this guy McCarthy is going to be on the trading block. They're going to get like a 4th round pick for his ass. That's what I'm thinking, man. What you think?
I would say you're about right on that. I know that the Vikings have already come out and said that they still believe in Carthy, but they acknowledge he's got a lot of work to do. And I'll admit, man, he did win some games I didn't expect him to win when he started. But he got to stay healthy, and then he's got to make his reads faster. I mean, and not that. So one of the reasons why I watched him so closely is because I had Justin Jefferson in my fantasy league, and I the numbers were way down. And Justin Jefferson's not a hard guy to get the ball to. It shouldn't be that hard to get him the ball, and but he really struggled to make those reads. But I don't know. The question is, they signed Kyler on the 1-year deal, and would he be extended? You would expect Kyler to perform well. It's a contract year, and he's got, T.J. Hawkinson. To me, the Vikings have the best offensive line in the league when they're healthy. Shaw, I think they got rid of their center. I think they let their center walk, but he was a really good. If he stayed, Bradbury, I believe it was, is a really good center. And so they've got a really good offensive line as a whole. And so, and you can be very, again, you brought up the option and what it means for, what it means for, Ryan Kelly is his name. And then they got Brian O'Neill, they got Will Freeze. That's a good offensive line, man. Like they're young, they're all locked into the contract, so there won't be any movement. And then you got Addison, you got Hawkinson, you got Jefferson. That's a really good tandem. And I won't sleep on Aaron Jones. I know they brought him back for another year. I know he's older, but I mean, like now that you lock up a quarterback in free agency, you can go get you. And they let a lot of pieces walk defensively. So obviously, I expect the Vikings to have a really good, a heavy defensive draft. But you can go get you can go get a running back in the draft and turn him behind that line. I mean, me and you can run for. Can run for 3 yards a carry with as good as that line is. So I think we'll see a much improved Kyler, and the fan base is going to clamor for him to be signed. And maybe that's a good idea. Maybe you try to offer up McCarthy. You look around. I was wondering, would they look at maybe they offer him to the Colts? Maybe they offer him to to the Cardinals. I mean, there's a lot of different options there with McCarthy, and he's still young and unproven, and you can kind of mold him into.
No, I mean, the Cardinals make sense. Maybe they'll do something like that with him, but I definitely feel like Kyler's too young and he's too good to go there and then on the 1-year deal in this.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not a bust. For sure.
What they already did with fucking Sam Darnold and all that. So I'm with you. I think that he's going to be gone next year. I think Kyler's going to definitely get extended for sure.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that because I think he's going to have a great season. I really feel like his last couple of years, they blamed his study in Arizona, which is a terrible. I mean, if you think that your quarterback isn't studying enough, don't put it in the news and you don't put it in his contract. You put it on the coach to make it happen. Mike Tomlin has always said that coaching is education and education is repetition. And so if you aren't able to help a player or a student teach, then I mean, like, what are you doing in that profession? You know what I'm saying? If you can't help him learn, what are you doing in that profession? No player can't learn, not at that level. I mean, not with the amount of money that they gonna make from learning, right? It's on the coach to help them learn. So
exactly, that's what coaches is there for. Nowadays, they don't want to do a goddamn thing but get that bread, man. Now, tell me this though: who do you think won the I ain't gonna say won the free agency because it's not a contest, but who do you think had the best free agency out of all the teams? Who do you think?
All right, so I know I'm on a Raider heavy show, so but I'm not saying it because they're Raider heavy, but it's true. Like y'all, the names that I watched that went in that signed every felt like every 15 minutes it was this person signing to the Raiders, this person going to Las Vegas, and then getting Max Crosby back and Max Crosby saying I'm a Raider. And I know they're still talking about trading him perhaps because, them first-round draft picks certainly do look enticing. But if you keep Max Crosby with what y'all added defensively, and Mendoza turns into the guy we all seen him be in the championship, I gotta say the Raiders won. Now I don't know what that means from a win standpoint this season. In that crazy AFC West. I mean, I guess it might not be that bad because Mahomes is out. He probably out the whole season, ain't he? I don't imagine he's gonna come back too early in the season.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Chiefs. A lot of people still talking to the Chiefs. I'm not worried about the Chiefs because we've seen what they look like without Patrick Mahomes. I'm not worried about them. But I'm not being biased. I might be a little, but I ain't being biased. But like you said, when I look at the players brought into Las Vegas, man, it's about the personnel. Like you said, we don't know what how many wins that is gonna equal to, but we talking about personnel. The Raiders definitely brought in the best personnel. These guys, these were top-notch free agents that went to Las Vegas that could have went anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that we definitely won free agency for the first time in a long time. When you look at free agency last year, I was so disappointed. I was pissed off. I knew exactly what was going to happen. This season, it's the first season of 2022 that I'm actually optimistic coming out of free agency going into the draft.
And you definitely called it last summer as well. And I think now I don't know. It could be 5 wins. It could be 10 wins. I'll say this though. When it comes to coaching in general, right? And we just got through harping on what coaches need to do to make their players better. But a lot of times, man, it ain't that the X's and O's. Like I say, it's the Jimmys and Joes. And when you bring in good talent, if it fits into the system, then I could see a place where, because right now it's the Chargers and the Broncos, and I don't know if the Chargers have done enough. We'll see what they do in the draft. That's the thing. It's hard to judge right now based on just a free agency. But from a free agency standpoint, what the Raiders brought in is solid talent for once in a very long time. So 4 years or whatever. So to see that talent, you would expect that they're going to be really good. When you bring in that type of coaching, and it's not just Kubiak. He's got good assistants and a good staff. And then, like I said, keeping Max Crosby on top of all of that, I think is what sells me on the idea. Like, man, hey, maybe not this year, but let's watch out for the Raiders for sure because they got talent. And if you got talent that fits in, like it's one thing to have players that fit into your system, right? But Darnold fit well in that Minnesota Vikings system, obviously. But then when you put talent on top of that, right? Justin Jefferson will go good anywhere. Max Crosby will go good anywhere, right? Ashton Junty is a good running back anywhere. But when you put a good system around him, and we saw what Kubiak did with both Charbonnet and Walker,
That's good, man.
It's hard not to like what you see in Las Vegas. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited about it for sure. I'm excited for the first time in a long time, man. In a long time. But shit, you know what time it is right now, man. It's motherfucking halftime. And we about to find out. We about to find out who out their goddamn mind today.
Halftime. Hey, spokesman. Who out they goddamn mind?
Man, my bruh. The New York Jets out of their goddamn mind, bruh. They out their fucking mind. I'm going to tell you why they out their goddamn mind, man. For one, they brought Geno Smith in. That's a strike right there. But not just that. They traded. They gave up a pick for Geno and paid more money. Now, granted, they only paid 3.3. The Raiders took care of the rest of what we owed them, right? But if they would have just let him hit the market, they would have paid the league minimum 1.3. He signs there. That would have been to me when I look around the league. Where the fuck else could he go and start? Where else would he go and start? There's nowhere that he can go and start right now. What, the Cardinals? I mean, that's the only place I can think of. But
I don't think he could beat out Jacoby Brissett right now.
No, hell no. I like Jacoby Brissett. That's what I'm saying. So to me, it didn't make any sense. They went and chased him down like he was going to have options. So they gave up a pick, paid more money for the NFL's leading interception thrower, the defensive player of the year, and Geno Smith. So for that right there, New York Jets,
out of their mind.
Your goddamn mind, man. Y'all out your goddamn mind. This is why y'all the Jets, man. That's why y'all.
Hey, yo, shout out my boy. Shout out my boy B-Rod, Ben Rodriguez of NFL Playmakers, man. He's a diehard Jets fan. He live in New York. He's a Jets fan. I don't know how he does it. Every year is like this time of year. Like for me, I be hyped. Like, yeah, look, we got Pittman, we got this, we got these people coming in. We doing some things, man. Like as a Jets fan right now, like the only thing you can do is hope the Knicks is having a good season or that the Yankees gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's tough, bro. And then to see some stupid shit like that, bro. I can't. When I saw it, I thought of you immediately. I was just like, man. I know dude was hyped. And you get a pick out of the deal, and the Jets stink. So it's a high round pick. That's a 5th round pick.
I loved it, my bro. I loved it. That's why I said, man, the Jets out there goddamn mind. It's not so much that they brought in Geno Smith. It's the fact that y'all traded for him like he was a high commodity or some shit. Yeah, like I said, man, for that, man, New York Jets, y'all out your goddamn mind. Now, fucking Lakers, man. Who's your NBA team?
I'm a Clippers fan. I know.
I keep forgetting. That's why I keep forgetting, because it's forgettable, goddammit. That's why. But look, I ain't going to go in on the Los Angeles San Diego Charger Clippers right now. But I am going to say, they're the Charger Clippers. They're the Charger Clippers, and the Chargers are the Clipper Chargers. Hey, the logic is they both from San Diego, both in LA, both with 0 rings. We just going to run with that.
Okay.
I ain't going to go in on them right now, man, but last night, the Lakers, they played the Chicago Bulls, right? Chicago Bulls ain't doing all of this. They traded Vucevic. They traded most of their players, right? But this what's going on right now is more about the Lakers than opposed to who they're playing. What they did last night, they got the win. I hate that they gave up 130 points. It's crazy. But LeBron, 18 points. Luka, 51 points. Slim Shady, 30 points. The offense was there. They did their thing. But the key to this Lakers, I believe it's a 4-game winning streak right now, has been the defense. Last time I talked to you, I was talking about how bad this defense is, and you got to outscore everybody. Last night was still a short picture of how you got to outscore everybody. They shouldn't have gave up that many points. But in all, they went from the 24th defense to after the All-Star break, they had the 12th. They're 12th in defensive efficiency, and that's really what's changed the game for the Lakers. That's really what put them in the 3rd spot, Charles Barkley. The 3rd spot, Charles Barkley, fucking asshole. You keep talking so much shit. But put the Lakers in the 3rd seed for right now. Now, we still got to play Denver Saturday. If they can somehow get that win, and then we got 2 games back-to-back against the Rockets. If they can go 2-1 in that, or if they can go 3-0 in that, watch out. But it's all about the defense of the Lakers. That's what's going to propel them anywhere, or which is going to be the fucking demise.
And look, man, it's still a very simple game. The hoop is still 10 feet away from the ground, and the key to the game is still put the ball in the bucket more times than your opponent. And the way you do that is by stopping them from scoring. And you brought up the 130 points. This is the world we live in. This is the basketball we play now. Where I don't know if the players are just so much more talented. Then that there's offensively they're more skilled or some people say they are, some people say they aren't. That's a debate for another day because you don't have another 3 hours to go. But whether the players are able to score more or players aren't focusing on defense more. But if you can play defense, then you're gonna win a lot more games than you lose, and that's in every sport. But which brings me back around because we talked about this last week, man. JJ really don't focus much on defense, so it's good to see. I don't know if he heard you or what, but it seems to be the case, man. Like if you can play enough defense, right? And 130 points is may be enough defense in 2026. You know what I mean? But that's gonna be how you win games is by playing enough. And we ain't gotta be the number 1 defensive efficient team in the league, right? You ain't got to be the 96 Bulls and 1 score and everybody locking up, man. You got 2 of the greatest players in the NBA today, literally putting on the same jersey, which is wild to me. Wild to me. But to see, so you just need enough from some guys, from Rui Hachimura and DeAndre Ayton to come out and play, solid. I think he hurt, right? Ayton's hurt, and it's Jackson.
Jackson's hurt. Jackson was out last night. Now DeAndre Ayton, he had last night like 23 and 10, But that's why I keep saying, like, you can't fall in love with the three ball so much. I understand, like, Luka shoots about 12 threes a game. And you be like, fuck, Luka don't shoot that shit. Bottom.
Right.
All right, he made it. But the secret is they got to play defense, obviously. And you got to get Ayton playing at a high level, being involved in the game. Because it's hard to be involved in the game when all you're doing is looking up and seeing you laying a pick and they just stepping behind it and doing threes all day. So, I can't all the blame on DeAndre Ayton. Because I've seen how he plays when they get him involved and make him be a part of the game. But we're a different team. We're a better team. They just got to play defense. And I think the Lakers can definitely get out the first round and be in the second round and see what happens from there.
I'll tell you. So I'm only 6'5", and I stopped playing basketball competitively in like the 10th or 11th grade. But if I don't enjoy being a big man in 2K, I can only imagine what it's like in real life. Man, a lot of these kids is all they do is dribble and they shoot. They seen Steph, and I don't blame Steph. Right? Steph did what Steph does, but so many of these kids think they need to step back. LaMelo, I can pull up 100 highlights of LaMelo Ball doing all this stuff and then taking 3 giant steps back. And James Harden before him, 3 giant steps back to get back to that 3-point line and shoot that 3. Man, like sometimes the mid-range game is perfect, bro, because they don't guard it. And even if they do, they're not expecting it because they're so worried about the 3. And then, or if you can blow by them and get to the racks. Right, they don't want to get blown by, or they may not have, because again, in today's game, we don't have a physical center. Bill Cartwright would put his forearm in your chest. You know what I mean? Like, not only was Kareem really good on the offensive end, he really would beat you up defensively. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have those centers anymore. So these days, man, you better guard and don't let them get them easy layups, or they're gonna beat you to the, they get to the racks and you're gonna get embarrassed. So, the mid range is a perfect way to set all that up. But the game we live in today, man, everybody wants to step back and shoot that 3. And I understand it. It's an extra point. It adds up. But I mean, if you don't hit, it's not an extra point.
There's too many teams are shooting 43s a game, which is too crazy to me, man. Too crazy. But when you talk about the mid range, Jay, you got to talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right now. Now, I don't know if you seen the game last night against the Celtics. This motherfucking man, I'm going to tell you like this. Shai came out of nowhere. You a Clipper fan. I know you mad. Because on the Clippers, you can tell he was going to be a good player. You couldn't tell he was going to be a great player. This motherfucker turned into MJ. Like, if you want to compare anybody to Michael Jordan right now, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Because he took that same push-off that he did to Russell. Mm-hmm. And that game winner, that's his game. He comes down, gets like this, he's pushing off. I think I told my bro last year, I thought this year they was going to take that away from Shai because he's pushing off. He's literally pushing off and getting a range jumper. You got to take that away. He mastered it, but I don't know if the defense got to start flopping. So, you know what I mean? When he does that, because he's definitely getting an advantage when he does that. But tell me this, did he lock up the MVP last night? I think he probably did.
I would say so. And as much as I hate to say it, and so hot take. I've got some content about this. I don't think that the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander we see today we would have seen with the Clippers. Don't start, but I know what you're thinking already. Stop. but the guy that he was a 20-point a game guy with the Clippers, and what we traded for in return for him, anybody with good sense would have happily taken it. Certainly not after what we had seen from SGA at that point. But to that point, I also mentioned that the guy we traded for to get the guy we got today is averaging 30 points a game. So that's just my Clippers take of the day on why maybe trading SGA wasn't the worst thing in the world. But to your point, yes, what SGA is doing is unreal. And I think, you talk about that push off. I don't know that we're going to see that cancel at any point this year because he was the MVP last year, and they're looking for a face of the league anyways. So I don't know if we're gonna see the face of the league get caught with those, get called for those push-offs and things like that. But look, man, the Celtics, whether you want to say it or not, I don't think they're going to be a real champion. I wouldn't put them into a real championship contender spot, but they are a really good team still, especially with Tatum coming back. Even though he's kind of a shell of himself now, and it probably won't be the next year before he gets better. But what you saw, even if it was Horseman Junior High, man, what SGA did, 13 of 18 for 35 points, and he only had 8 free throw attempts, right? 3 blocks, 2 steals. That's the special part to me is when you get him playing defense like that. Now we talking about some real, like he really hooping.
And 9 assists.
Yeah.
It's different, man. And like I was last season when I first was seeing how Oklahoma City was winning all like that, and then I'm like, man, I wasn't a believer. And then they played the Lakers before we got Luka, and Lakers whooped their ass. I'm like, man, it's Lakers over these motherfuckers all day. And then I just kept watching Shea, and I'm just like, how the fuck did he get this good this fast? MVP fast trip me. I did not see that shit coming, bro. I gotta give Alexander the fucking credit. Matter of fact, hold on, man. I gotta do this for Shea, man. Real fast. I did not see that coming. I seen he was a decent player on the Clippers, but bruh, come on, man. I didn't see this. Now, they didn't trade to get Kawhi for Shea, did they?
So technically, no. They traded away everything we gave for Paul George because Kawhi asked for a 2-way wing to go with him, and so that's why I always add them together. Because yes, technically the trade was Danilo, Shea, and our immediate future for Paul George, and I think one other player that we cut, but that's what brought Kawhi. If we don't get Paul George, we don't get Kawhi. So to me, and anybody with 2 eyes, you traded for Paul and Kawhi, and so because of that, I know we gave away a lot. It's a lot. Like it's a lot. Like we were so bad early in the season that they had the Thunder picking top 3 with our pick. Not very happy about it. I mean, we've kind of gotten ourselves back into a place where it's still a lottery pick, but I mean, if we make the playoffs, it won't be that bad. But we did some stuff that kind of put us back in a good spot too. The issue is, but like again, so in 2020, right? You give away a 20 point a game. I think Shea was 25 and 5, 25 rebounds, 5 assists, 4. MVP candidate 2-way wing and the MVP, the Finals MVP, and all I gotta do is give away, Danilo Gallinari, a kid we don't know what that kid's gonna be, and then 4 or 5 draft picks. Yeah, I do it again.
I hear it, man, because I've always liked Paul George, but sometimes NBA, you teams. Stop listening to these fucking players. Look at the New York Knicks. They gave away 4 or 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. No, not Mikal. What's his name over there? It's not Mikal. It's the other one. Is it Mikal?
Yeah. Because Miles is in Charlotte. So yeah, it's Mikal.
But man, see what that right there stopped them from getting Giannis because they gave all them picks for a dude who don't even score. That was because they listened to fucking so what's his name?
Brunson and
big mistake. Now imagine this. Like I'm a Lakers fan. I don't root against the Clippers. The Clippers are who they are. But imagine if they had Kawhi with Shea. You have now this is the transformation they've been looking for because neither one of them are soft. They both dogs. Whenever Kawhi he a dog. Just every now and then he'd be like, my knee don't it's not hurt, but it don't feel too good. I'm gonna leave the road trip. The fuck you mean you gonna leave the road trip? Ain't nothing fucking wrong. You don't have no injury. But when he play, he's a dog. If you had Kawhi and Shea, and then you keep Zubac, that's a. Now
well, you think about so honestly, if I would go back and if we're just saying gun to head, one or the other, take the trade or don't take the trade. I would probably be okay with not taking the trade and us just building through the draft. Because I want to say one of those picks might have turned into Chet. I want to say one of them turned into Chet, and then or no, not Chet. our pick turned into, because we won like 40, 50 games, but one of those picks turned into Jalen Williams. And so, and that rounded out their big three because they stunk it up, right? And then they went and got Chet, and they had Shea. So you got your point guard, you got your big man, now you got the perimeter defender. And so our pick would, imagine if we get Jalen Williams. But to be fair, also Doc Rivers isn't very good at building a player or cultivate. I think I said this last week, man. Doc Rivers. I had one of my partners. Shout out my man Freezy Sports. He had a rant that made us that almost went viral, talking about how bad Doc Rivers was, man. So that's the thing I think about. It's hard to, you look back and you look at how everything unfolded, and as a fan who dove into it, I can tell you, I don't know for sure that Shea turns into an MVP. I also don't know. I know we're probably in the same boat that we're in anyways, which is where we're middle of the racks.
I mean, but who the fuck's that coach in OKC? Who says that he turned Shea into this? Like, Shea, what he's doing right now, this shit was off seasons of work. This was off seasons of work. But one thing about it is, man, hindsight is 20/20. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We can't never see it, but it is what it is, man. But shout out to Shea Gildress, Alexander. To me, he is the MVP. Jokic is still doing crazy video game shit over there that makes no sense. He's a guy nobody would pick in a pickup game. You'd be like, he's big, tall. Maybe he can give me a couple rebounds. That motherfucker got everything.
He worked, bro.
But you got to get the MVP to the best team, the best player. And right now, I think it's going to be Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, man.
Yeah. He's unreal right now, and the efficiency, the ability to get his team involved, the leadership. It's hard to argue with it. It's hard to argue with what he's doing.
Now I'm gonna talk about arguing with shit. Tell me this, bro. I know you fucking. I need to hear your take on this. I've been the night that Bam broke. I ain't gonna say broke a record because 81 wasn't a record. It's not the record, right. But it's to me, it's the record because to me that's the best performance ever on film. Is the 81 points,
right?
And I don't really give a whole lot of credit to fucking Wilt Chamberlain playing with a bunch of 5'9" Princeton guys. He was like the third black dude in the league at the time. Like, it is what it is, whatever, right? But the hate that I'm seeing Bam get directly is like, if you don't like what happened, hate on the you can hate the Magic, but why are they aiming this shit towards Bam? I don't like this. Well, he supposed to take himself out and not pass Kobe? No, if you're there and you balling, you keep balling. Just like last night, the Lakers had that game won. Luka was only a couple of points from 50. What are you gonna do? Come out and not get the 50?
Go get that 50. So all right. I gotta blame your Lakers fans here. I gotta blame your Lakers friends. I know that. Please still follow me on Instagram at Fanatic Sports Talk. Please still follow me. But this is it. This is what it is. You just said it. Breaking Kobe's 81. If it was MJ, they wouldn't care. If it was Steph, if it was Devin Booker, if it was Wilt himself, nobody would care. People love Kobe in a way that is unreal to me. And as I told y'all, I rooted for him. I rooted against him his entire career. Even though I had the video game and I had a couple different Kobe shoes. I got some Kobe's. I got 2 or 3 pair of Kobe's. I got Adidas and Nike Kobe shoes now. But like, Kobe was so beloved even before he passed. And now that he's passed, like, you gotta love him. Like, you can't say nothing bad about him. But it's Kobe. That's what it is. And Kobe fans do not. So look, when I was rooting against them, I called them Kobe tards. Don't beat me up. But like, the fact of the matter is, bro, like, that's why people didn't like LeBron. Like, when it was LeBron versus Kobe, like, that changed things. And that's how that's even kind of how this debate even got going. Because at that point, like, nobody was like, oh yeah, Kobe better than Mike. Nobody said that, right? It was that, and truth be told, if I had to put all 3 of their paths into a line between Kobe, LeBron, and Mike, I go LeBron, Kobe, Mike. Not necessarily judging who's greater or whatever, but what LeBron had to go through to get to his finals versus what Kobe had to go to get to his finals, particularly like 08, 09, and 2010 after Shaq was gone, and this was all Kobe's team. right? Like those paths are way harder and a lot more work, and the finals opponents that they face were a lot better. But people love Kobe, and that's what the hate is about. That just hit me while I was reading the thing. But I don't understand it either. You know, I saw all these people; they were frustrated with his 43 free throw attempts. I mean, he was scoring over double teams. They were double teaming him in the middle of the third quarter and second quarter.
It was real fouls. It wasn't just like blowing a whistle. Just the rest wasn't trying to get him to 83. He was really being aggressive and getting the fouls. My thing is this, man. I was a guy who was on that fuck LeBron because of Kobe thing. But why we got to be saying fuck Bam because he passed Kobe? Like, what are we talking about here, man? Like, this is what I hate about this dynamic in sports these days. You can't appreciate anything without trying to downplay another player. The thing is, like, Kobe was that guy. He wasn't just a good player. It was the aura of Kobe Bryant. It was the work he put in. It was the Kobe doing work shit. It was all of these things that made us Laker fans love Kobe. But now it's become a point to where you separate Kobe fans from Laker fans, which is, I don't understand how they become different people. These are supposed to be the same thing. Like
when Kobe was on the Lakers the entirety of his career.
I don't understand it, bro. Like I've been a Laker fan my whole life, man. So I've been a Laker fan when Magic was there. I remember when Shaq came, and when Shaq came, I wasn't like, man, fuck Shaq. It's all about Magic. No, man. The Lakers, we embrace. This is what we do. We bring in great players, just like we got Luka. So we're gonna say now, fuck Luka because it's all about Kobe. No, because it's just stupid to me. You know what I mean? Like, great players are great players. Embrace the great players. I'm not saying Bam's a great player, but he had a great performance. It was a lot of weird shit going on, true, whatever it is. But either way, 83 is 83, and the hate got to stop, man. It's just stupid at this point.
Man, look, it's 83 points, bro. I can't score 83 on 2K.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Against the computer, doing all the glitching, I still can't get past 65. I don't, bro, like that's hard, man. So I'm not finna sit here and act like, oh, that, you know, it was just 83 or the league just saw. That's 83 points, dog. Some teams don't score 83 points. Like it's been a lot of teams that haven't scored 83 points, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna appreciate that greatness, especially like I said. I told y'all this last week, man. After what happened with Kobe, I cried like a baby because I spent so much of my life not appreciate his greatness. Same thing. LeBron versus Kobe. Well, fuck LeBron. Or fuck Kobe. It's all about LeBron. And look at me now. I'm a Clippers fan, and LeBron's on the rival team. So I gotta almost say fuck LeBron because I gotta, it's my favorite team. But and when Kawhi leave, I promise you, it's gonna be fuck Kawhi too. Sometimes it's kind of
Chip. If he don't get y'all really gonna be like fuck Kawhi. All the
dog. I ran around my job for 10 minutes straight because I was so excited because we traded for Paul George and Kawhi signed it all came in succession. We traded for Paul George and I was like, man, that's a lot. Oh, Kawhi. Okay, great. So I'm thinking we got wins. We got rings. He just won a ring with the Raptors, man. Like, we got a chance. We're gonna be good and at that time I should also mention, don't beat me up, but we had beat the Lakers 3 out of 4 times that season, and we had beat them 8 out of 10 times the last 2 years. Not important. We was gonna beat them in the playoffs. All we had to do was just beat the Nuggets 1 out of 3 times. Fuck you, Doc Rivers.
Hey, being a Laker fan, I don't forget those days. I don't forget those days. Like,
see,
I don't forget them days. Like, motherfucking Clippers hanging fucking banners and shit that ain't championship banners.
Selfies.
Kobe still on the team. People act like Kobe wasn't on that team when the Clippers was Live City and running LA.
It was a fun time.
It made me mad, but that actually happened. That's why I don't understand how you don't embrace LeBron. Get over past the hate.
Embrace the winners. The winners.
We won it, brought a chip, got us back to the playoffs every year. We weren't even in the playoffs for 6-7 years. Like, let's just be real here. But it is what it is, man. You already know, man. These haters, man, it's a whole different level of weirdness nowadays. But man.
Hey, 83. 83.
It was 83, bro. Even if you had 80 and didn't pass Kobe, I'm still clapping hands for you. Now that also, it's 83, but don't get me wrong, that's nowhere near the performance of 81 that Kobe put up because they needed every point. The Lakers was down, and he was just fucking walking the ball down court. Two people coming, excuse me, wow, He was doing that shit. Was the most amazing performance I ever seen in my life. Now I'm gonna go watch all 83 points to Bam, and I know it's not gonna look nothing like that.
No, I don't. I watched it. I watched it the other day. It's a lot of again. He shot 43 free throws. So, and I want to say he hit like 30 of them or something like that.
Hey, you know?
But he got hot in the first quarter, and I think, and credit to Eric Spoelstra. Let me say this. I was one of the people that was like, why in the hell would y'all keep Eric Spoelstra as a head coach when you bring in LeBron and Chris Bosh to add to D Wade and this team that you put together? And especially after they lost that first championship, I'm definitely like, oh man, you gave a 16-year-old the keys to a Ferrari. No, this is terrible. Credit to Eric Spoelstra. Man, this dude has turned himself into a legendary level coach. I know he only got the 2 rings out of the big 3 or whatever, the Heatles, but the work that he's done to get back to finals, to be competitive, to take these players that were, that were good and turn them into, household names. Bam Adebayo was considered a bust, and a lot of people didn't have him on their radar. Man, this dude is special. And you remember when, against the Lakers in the championship, when Jimmy Butler he said it in the conference championship. He said, man, we got some hoopers. Like, these boys can ball. Like, they got a squad. And Spoelstra is the guy who did it. Credit to Eric Spoelstra for riding the hot hand and, cultivating that and pushing him like, yo, stay in there. Go get that 83. Set the record or whatever. Break Kobe's 81, man. Be a part of history is what it is. And that's impressive, man.
And he got in the books. And I'm glad you brought that up real quick before we get out of here. I'm glad you brought that up, that Miami Heat team was a fucking good team. You had Jimmy Butler, Adebayo, and who else was on that squad, man?
There was, I want to say that was Duncan Robinson and I think Tyler Hero. And I mean, that was a good team.
Yeah, that was a good team, bro. And both those teams deserve to be in the bubble. I don't give a fuck if it was in the bubble or in the hub. Those were the 2 best teams in the NBA that year, and they met up. And guess what? The Lakers got that shit. The only reason that shit gets downplayed is because LeBron won it. If Kobe won it, it'd be a totally different situation. Everybody knows that shit.
Look, and I don't just say this because LeBron is my favorite player. I say it because the Clippers should have been in that finals. And if they had been in that finals, I don't give a damn what y'all call it. You can call it Mickey Mouse. You can call it Donald Duck. I don't give a fuck. That's a ring, brother. And I'm going to take every ring I can get, all of them. Because it's too hard to get there.
Exactly, it's hard to get there. I'm going to tell you this, though. If the Lakers lost that, you think people wouldn't count that loss?
Man, boy, what would they say? What would they have said?
Exactly, they would have counted it. It's just a pure bullshit. It's the bullshit hate. And we already know what it is, man.
Yeah. Anybody with real basketball sense, you can not like. So there's things that I don't like about LeBron off the court. But I'm gonna respect his greatness, bro. I'm gonna respect his greatness for sure.
Same here, man. You already know what it is, man. That's the buzzer, y'all. That's the buzzer. We made it all the way to the buzzer, man. Shit, we went a little bit over the time and shit. That's game time right there. But, man, hey, I appreciate you coming tapping in with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Look forward to seeing you every Friday over here.
Yes, sir.
Here, you know what I mean? As
yes, sir.
Keep building this platform over here, and everybody that's checking it out, watching it live, and come and watch it after the show. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all go Instagram, go TikTok, follow Dasportsmane. Go follow my mans right here, Fanatic Sports Talk, on all platforms. Follow, man. Follow. We trying to do this thing, building this shit from the ground up, man. We trying to have people say, man, fuck First Take. I'm finna go watch Hood Commentary. That's what I'm aiming for right there, man. No disrespect to Stephen A and all them, because he the go to this shit. And you know what I mean? But this is what we trying to do, man, from the ground up, man.
We got to go get ours, though.
They got to make it happen like Joe Jackson, man. Simple as that. We trying to get it, man. We trying to get it, man. But yeah, hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit that like button. Tell your mom and them. Tell your cousin them. Share this, man. Get this around. And we're going to try to take this shit to the fucking top, man.
Facts. So appreciate you having me on as always, bro. See you next Friday.
Yes, sir.
We are the future, the past, but still present. Salute to the gods, it's still relevant. Up against the odds, we still sharing gifts. And we don't care if you mad, just keep throwing fit. Up and down
6'4", life is tougher than steel toes. Look like you headed for death, that's what you in for. You getting put off the set like Steve Wilkos. The police trying to dim in my light, but I'ma still glow. The rope that grew from the concrete, I'ma still grow. Just put this red dot on your knot, but I'ma still go. But I got some shit on my mind, well let it spill, bro. My mama said I'm ballin' when I rhyme, but I keep it real though. But I only spit about the truth. When you see me and I get loose when I'm stepping inside the booth. But the difference between me and you is I'm trill about what I do. And like Biggie, I get the loot or I cock it back, aim and shoot. I'm kamikaze in the Maserati, meaning you going out with me like suicide bombings. This is live on prime time on hard copy. You can spend a lifetime trying to copy MCs with a